Hello, you beautiful entrepreneurs. I'm Megan Baxter, and today we're going to talk all about how story content is everywhere. After we did the last video talking about how the story drags your content into the feed of people that interact with it, I had a couple of you reach out and be like, I am never going to come up with 13 pieces of content in any given day, right? So reminder, you need 5 as a minimum, right? But 1 is better than none. And 13, that's your max. That's where you don't want to cross into the realm where the algorithm's going to start flagging you as spam and suppressing you, right? There's like this sweet spot middle. The algorithm suppresses you because you're not active enough. The algorithm suppresses you because you're too much, which means you're going to be spammy, right? And then there's like this middle sweet spot. And that's what I try to always give you guys, right? So with the main wall, it's 3 to 5. With your group, it's 4 to 8. With your story, it's 5 to 13. But I really don't want this to become something that hinders you, right? Don't let trying to create the perfect story be the reason why you post no stories. That's completely foolish, right? Don't let the perfect stand in the way of your progress. Just get something in there. Story content, it to me is the easiest of any content because like I said in the last video, you don't have to write this masterpiece, right? You're not telling an I story. You're not hitting a pain point. You're not writing stellar ad copy to drive a sale. It's an image. It's an image you pair with a song. It's an image you pair with a sticker. It's an image you pair with a poll, right? It's just a quick image. You can source these images from literally anywhere. You can Google image pretty background, download one, right? And drop it in your story and then add text and like write your own quote. Super cute. It's original. It's not going to look like anyone else's story that's in there. That's amazing, right? That's going to stand out to your people. So I did a couple of things. One, I'm going to rattle off literally whatever I can think of on the fly for this video. A bajillion, it's not going to be a bajillion, but I'm hoping that I land somewhere in between 30, 40 of just like quick things you can drop into your story without putting thought into them. And I hope that with you seeing me rattle these off, right? They're not scripted. They're not prepared. I don't have a note card, anything like that. I'm literally going to be like, okay, ready, go. Boom, 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 boom. That's the purpose. And you can do the same thing. I challenge you, do the same thing. Sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and literally just brain dump, right? And to get the creative juices flowing, because I love to I love to over deliver, and I love to make sure that I'm giving you beyond valuable information and tools that you can use so that you can strengthen your social media, so that you can get more seen, so that you can have the success that you deserve in your virtual based business, right? I put together a 30-day story content challenge, right? So this is one thing that I'm going to challenge you to do in your story each and every single day for 30 days. It's all mapped out for you. Now, 1 isn't everything you need for your story, but if you build the habit of getting creative by working through this list, in 30 days, you're going to be able to, boom, rattle off on the fly because you'll have kind of trained your brain to just realize how much everything in the world is just content or can be content, right? So get a pen, get a paper, get a notepad, get a something, right? And let's see what I can come up with to rattle off on the fly. So you can start with a picture of coffee. You can start with a motivational quote, an inspirational quote. You can post what you're having for breakfast. Do you have a favorite cereal? Do you have a favorite muffin? Are you having toast? What do you put on your toast? You can take a poll. What are you putting on your toast? Do you put peanut butter, or jam? Right? Set a poll up. Ask a question. What's their favorite breakfast? Do they like their bacon crispy? Do they like their bacon chewy? How do they like their eggs? Right? Those are all things that you can do questions, comments, and polls in your stories and get that engagement and interaction building, which in turn is then going to get people to start having your other content, like your group, your business, your personal, all of that's going to start pulling into their feed. That's going to get you seen. When your business is seen, you have more opportunity to make connections, and your connections are what are going to make you sales. They all come together. You have to do the pieces, right? It's really easy to look at someone who has found a ton of success virtually selling and be like, they're magic. I'm here to tell you it's not magic. There's nothing magic. Nothing magic. No success I've ever found came from magic. The success I ever found came from taking all of the steps every single day. That is how I found success. And I'm telling you exactly what steps to take, which is 10 times easier, right? Because I had to screw it up, figure it out, learn on my own, pay for college courses, pay for masterminds, pay for all these trainings. And now I'm like, okay, guys, I don't want this to take you as many years as it took me to figure out. Like, just trust the process, do the process, and you're going to be overwhelmed with the amount of success that you can actually create for yourself. That part feels magic, even though it's still not magic. So you can also do, what are you drinking today? Do you have a cute water bottle? Are you having a snack? What fruit are you eating? Did you get your veggies in today? Post about it, right? Everybody should be eating more vegetables. Everybody should be eating more fruit, unless you have a medical condition that prohibits you from doing such things, but you get the point, right? So if you have a salad for lunch, being like, all the veggies in here today. Did you guys eat your veggies, right? There's an interaction. There's a question. There's an opportunity for engagement. It's the engagement on the story that brings your content over to them. So keep going with it. Did you go outside? Is it raining? Is it sunny? Is it snowing? Is it cold? What's the temperature? Does your dashboard in your car have a temperature? Post it. What's the temperature today, right? You can do that like every day, especially if you live in the Northeast like I do. It's never the same. It's 27 right now. It's gonna be 54 on freaking Friday. It's wild, right? That's something right there that's contentable. What are you reading? Did you flip through a magazine? Are you in a waiting room? You don't have to tell them like the private pieces of what are you in the doctor's office for, but are you in a waiting room? Be like, waiting sucks, right? Add a little caption in there. Take a picture of your feet in the waiting room, right? Something that you don't have to expose every detail of your life. These are they're meant to be like quick snapshot glimpses. They are the world that you're in through your actual eyes. So let's break that down. What you see is what you put in your story. Literally. Are you in Home Goods and there's a super cute pillow? It doesn't match your house, but it's super cute. Oh my gosh, love this pillow. Snap the pillow. Right? Do your neighbors have incredible Christmas lights still up even though it's January? Then awesome. Take a picture of them and be like, my neighbors crushed it. Right? Something like that. It can be a flag. It can be a bird. It can be a plant. It can be a shelf in your home. It can be what you're cooking, what you're eating. Did you go out to eat? It can literally be traffic. Is the traffic freaking crazy and somebody else is driving you? Then take a picture and be like, we're going to be sitting in this for a long time. Right? And you don't have to caption the photos. That's the absolute best part. Do I add a caption to mine? Sometimes. If they're self-explanatory, no. Yesterday, my story was all about making meatballs and homemade spaghetti sauce, right? So any of you that have me personally, you saw in my story all these slides about like the process of making my meatballs and then making my sauce and then simmering my meatballs in my sauce. I didn't need to caption any of those. We can figure out what's going on here, right? Maybe not with like the first bowl of hamburg, but after that, like you see it come together. Your story can tell a story in multiple slides. Are you cooking dinner tonight? Then take a picture of like literally every step in the process. My meatballs, you're gonna giggle. That was my content all day long. And I got tons of conversations. I had people asking me for the recipes. I was building connections. I had people ask me if like, do I put sugar in my sauce? Do I put, what spices do I use? Right? Those are the things that build relationships because you're relatable to them, right? Right. So to continue on, do you have pets? Did they do something cute? Did they do something bad? Right? That makes a great story. What's the decor on your coffee table? Do you got a little bit of clutter? People relate to clutter. We're all human. Messes happen, right? Are you doing laundry? Do you got a laundry basket? You really got to fold. Snap a picture of the laundry basket and be like, I'll get to you someday, right? Make it funny, make it fun, make it who the personal person that you are. Any example that we gave already in main wall content, that right there, those are all applicable to a story. Everything that goes on your main wall in the course of a day should also feature up in your story, right? So that knocks out 3. You take this challenge, you're at 4. You're going to hit that minimum of 5 with literally only having to think of one thing on your own. But we already know that we can also repurpose everything we put in our group that's non-product specific. You don't want your products plastered all over your story. We're going to cover that in a really good, solid deep dive about how you're churning your audience away, but now's not the time. Just if you gained any faith in me while watching these videos and being part of this, then trust me on this one. Do not make your story a billboard for your company. Take that advice. Take that advice and run with it hard. An occasional feature, sure, do you. But don't make it a billboard. Don't fill it all day long. People will start avoiding your story. And you don't want that because that will kill your engagement and it'll kill your visibility. So I'm going to drop in the comments the link to download my story challenge, right? This is going to get your creative juices flowing. It's going to give you your 4th piece of content every single day because I already gave you a couple of weeks of your main wall. So there's 3. This is your 4th piece of content. Recycle something in from your group and then think of a couple more. Look at you. You're going to be building killer stories with your max slides before you even realize it. You're going to look back on it in a couple of weeks and you're going to be like, I thought this was going to be so hard. I can't believe I thought this was going to be so hard, because it's not hard. You can do it. I'm believing in you. I'm sharing in you. If you have questions, drop them in the comments or feel free, reach out, message me, and make sure that you download the challenge. I want to hear all about who's doing it and how well it's working for them.